Hey gaming fans, so today's another Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile, and this one is for the GOAT format, and it's, well, I call it normal wind monsters, or I guess you can call it normal Harpie Lady, either way. So basically the idea of this deck is that it's made up of all normal monsters, or mostly normal monsters, and takes advantage of their wind attribute. So for the first monster, we have 3 Harpie Lady. I'm going with the original Harpie Lady. I know the Harpie Lady 1 is better. You know, pretty much any of the ones with the effect is better. But this is going on straight normal monsters, so it really works in this one. And I just noticed too that obviously there's a differences in the artwork on these two. This is a first edition Metal Raiders, I think it is. And this one's, what is this one? Duelist Legacy or something like that. You can see that they've changed the costume on her. But anyways, yeah, so we have the 3 Harpie Lady. And we have 3 Sonic Duck. So this is you know, just a 1700 beat stick. It's a level 3. I've played around with these types of cards before where they're all the level 3 guys. But, you know, still a strong monster, Winged Beast. Then we got Harpie's brother, which also got its name changed at some point to Sky Scout. But I believe if you're playing in the GOAT format, you'd probably still go by his original name. I'm not sure how that works with the fact that they changed the name to something else later on. But, I mean, it really doesn't matter. And the reality is that Harpie's brother is not considered a Harpie card anyways. So it doesn't really matter. Then we got Ninkendog. It's a 1800 Beast Warrior. You know, it just kind of goes with the theme. Its attribute is wind, and it's 1800 attack, so it's a nice beat stick. And then, of course, we got 3 of the Luster Dragon. 1900 attack, beat stick. It's a dragon, so, I mean, it doesn't really matter that it's a dragon, but it goes with the theme. And then because, you know, I am playing Harpie Ladies, I threw in 1 Harpie Lady Sisters. This is the only effect monster in the deck. And it's not really an effect. I mean, it just had a summoning condition that it can only be special summoned using the effect of Elegant Egotist. So I wouldn't want to play more than 1 because you're only playing the 3 Harpie Ladies, and you know, we got some Elegant Egotists in the deck. And then for the last monster, we have 2 of the Luster Dragon, number 2. This is another one that changed. Originally, its name was Luster Dragon, and then they printed Luster Dragon as a 1900, and I guess they realized they had to change it to Luster Dragon number 2, because, you know, obviously there's 2 different cards with the same name and different powers. So that's interesting that they did that too. So yeah, two Luster Dragon number 2s just for strength. I mean, it's a tribute monster, but it's 2400 attack, so really good. And for some spells, we have the standard spells that you'd use in GOAT format. You know, Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, Premature Burial, all strong cards. You know, you always want to, you know, Monster Reborn's not in this format, so Premature Burial is pretty much your Monster Reborn. Then Snatch Steal, again, just to steal any kind of troublesome monsters, steal their Chaos Monster, and give you something to tribute to make Luster Dragon number 2. So Snatch Steal is pretty important in this deck. And of course, we're playing with the Harpies, so I put in 2 Elegant Egotists. I mean, you could play 3. I just didn't want to have too many of them because you only play 3 Harpie Ladies. So, you know, I guess you could play a 3rd one because there is Harpie Lady Sister. But, I mean, these could be dead draws if you don't draw your Harpie or you don't have your Harpie in your hand. So I just kind of left it at 2. Just kind of a nice to have. Plus, it gets out the Sisters. And then because I'm playing the normals, we got to play some Heart of the Underdogs. This is another one of those cards where it's like you could play in 3 just to increase the chances of opening it on turn 1. And it's a great card if you can pull it off. I just didn't want to rely heavily on it, so I put 2 in here. But when you get it out on the field, if your opponent can't deal with it, you can draw a lot of cards, because during your draw phase, if this card is in, you know, if you draw a normal monster card, you reveal that normal monster and then draw another card. And it'll just keep happening. So you reveal the next card. If it's a normal monster, then you draw again, and then you draw again, and you draw again. You know, I was considering putting some things like Reckless Greed in this deck, because if you set Reckless Greed, it's more cards that you can draw during your draw phase. But I decided to just leave it at just 2 Heart of the Underdog. If you pull it off, you pull it off. And then for the field spells, we got one of the Harpie's Hunting Ground. Again, I only play the 3 Harpie Lady cards, so, you know, this card's going to be, it could work sometimes. It could be your MST for the turn, essentially. So you just play this card, and then whenever you summon or special summon a Harpie Lady or Harpie Lady Sister, you get to destroy 1 spell or trap on the field. And then you also get to increase all winged beast monsters by 200. So you do play quite a few winged beast monsters in here. I mean, your Harpie's Brother Guards, your Sonic Ducks, your Harpie Ladies, they're all winged beasts. So that's a small little, you know, boost. But for the other field spell, we're playing 2 Rising Air Currents, just to increase all your wind monsters by 500 attack. It decreases their defense, but you're never really going to go into defense in this deck anyways. This is an aggressive deck, so you're always going to want to play your monsters in attack mode. But I guess there is an occasion where your opponent's going to play a Book of Moon or something and weaken your monster, but it happens. And of course, we're playing 3 field spells, so we're going to play 3 terraformings to get to your field spell. This one could either grab your Rising Air Current or your Harpie's Hunting Ground, wherever that went. So whatever one you need at the time. If you need to blow up a spell, if you have your Harpie Lady in your hand, you know, grab the Hunting Ground. And then, because we are playing normal monsters, take advantage of the Dark Factory of Mass Destruction, which is you select 2 normal monsters in your graveyard and add them to your hand. I find that having more than one of these type of cards can be a little bricky, especially if your deck doesn't focus on getting them into the graveyard fast. It's just a nice card that if you're, like, say, top decking, you can draw this card, and then all of a sudden now you have 2 normal monsters in your hand. So really good. Plus you can get back your Harpie Ladies if you still have an Elegant Egotist in your hand to special summon another one, or the Sisters. So then we got Mystical Space Typhoon, Heavy Storm, just some more standard cards. You know, I was debating on this one if I should go with Trunade or not, because I do play some cards that stay face up on the field. But I figure Heavy Storm's always good, especially when you go second. And then, because we're playing all normal monsters, we're going to use Skill Drain. So we're going to shut off all your opponent's monsters, just to level the playing field. And so you don't have to worry about things like flip effects and chaos monsters ruining your day. So Skill Drain is definitely going to be a good card. And then the last 2, I just kind of put in some standard stuff. Call It a Haunted, Ring of Destruction. Again, with your Harpie's Hunting Ground out, if that's on the field, and you draw your Call It a Haunted. If you have a Harpie Ladies in the graveyard, you can special summon your Harpie Lady and destroy a spell or a trap. So that's pretty much the deck. You know, I wanted to build this earlier, but I couldn't find my Ninken dogs. I ended up putting them in a box. They were behind a bunch of other cards that I just actually found the other day. So I was able to actually put this deck together the way I wanted it. Anyways, let me know what you think. It's just a fun, you know, just a theme deck, just sticking with all normal wind monsters, because I felt there was quite a few powerful ones, like with the dog, the dragon, the brother. You know, you got a lot of 18 beaters there, you know, and you can play around with the Harpie Ladies. So anyways, let me know what you think. Throw some comments down below. Always like to hear what you have to say. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.